We started off last week, Sean, with doing NFL picks for NFL Week 1. Your boy was 2-1.
Don't like that.
And Slaps McGee over here was 1-1-1. Nice bad job betting. And who would have thought everybody was making fun of me? You were the only one making fun of me.
Your boy.
When I had made the argument that I'm going to take the West Coast team in the late night slot against an East Coast team, and look how that one panned out. You crapped on that one. You crapped on that one, didn't you?
I just said it was dicey. I didn't like that.
Didn't look very dicey on TV when we were watching it.
I thought the Jets would have had a spine walking into this season. Maybe, possibly.
Ball knower over here. Real ball knower over here. All right, my first NFL pick. Oh, to sum up the why don't you have a percentage? Why do I have a percentage, but you don't have a percentage?
To be honest, I didn't know how to do 1-1-1 as a percentage.
Well, one doesn't count. You're 1-1, so you're 50%. Well, the one doesn't count towards the percentage.
Okay,
it's just a push.
Gotcha.
You went 1-1-1. You're at 50%. I'm 2-1 at 66%. King of the bets over here. My first pick that I have. Sean took just the low-hanging fruit and pisses me off.
Bama better. I'm sure I took the low-hanging fruit.
I should have put my NFL pick. I rushed to put my college picks in, and then I meandered too much with the NFL ones. I like Chiefs -5 versus the Bengals. As we were reminded last Sunday, the Bengals, for whatever reason, under Zach Taylor, cannot start the season hot. And when you played as rusty as you did against the Patriots, you're facing a better defense against the Chiefs have. And it seems like the receiver room with T. Higgins' injury and Jamar Chase kind of feeling himself out. And there's the whole contract dispute that might be a distraction for him based on the way that he's responding to comments and questions about it. It sounds like it's a distraction for them. So I think that the Chiefs going into this are going to win by 7 or just a little bit more than that.
It's fair. The Bengals like to piss down the side of their legs in September. They have been getting a lot of criticism though this week. And
criticism? Why did you say
I don't really like getting a team that loves to fall asleep early in the year inspired early. It's a fine bet. Chiefs, nice easy line. I'm sure pick the best team in the NFL and say that I'm taking the low hanging fruit by sweating it out with my first bet. Chargers giving 6
this is
versus
low
the
hanging
Panthers.
fruit. That was I have the whole bit that I was going to do this season. I was just going to bet against the Panthers every single week, but now I can't do that.
You bet on the Panthers in week 1.
I'm trying to get back at them. They suck. But now you stole the bit that I was going to do every single week.
Well, you know who doesn't suck?
Can't start in week 3 doing that bit.
Jim Harbaugh doesn't suck. He is a leader of men. He is a motivator. If you watched his post-game comments in the locker room with his team, it's the happiest I've seen the Chargers. I've never seen a smile on a Chargers face when Brandon Staley, that dope, was the head coach. He stunk. Now they have Harbaugh. They're going to start winning. J.K. Dobbins could go for 202 touchdowns against the Panthers, who just lost Derek Brown for the season also. Probably their best defensive player and the only guy that can stop the run on the defense. Chargers giving 6 is a huge lock. Great bet to take. I love this bet.
I hope Bryce Young goes for like 490 and has a career day and then is suddenly thrust into the MVP conversation. So let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Wow. Jets -3.5 versus the Titans is my next one. I have like really no love for this Titans team. I think we were quickly reminded of how messy they are on offense. And it really comes down to Will Levis. He is so mistake prone. The Jets are good enough defensively and have strong enough of a coaching staff that I think that you come away from the 49ers game having some of your issues exposed and then being aggressive and trying to correct them. So here we are stepping in, going up against a Titans team that could not go toe for toe against the Bears, who put up 90-something passing yards. Now, I think that the Jets are going to win this pretty handedly, and this is going to be a bit of a confidence booster for the Jets team that desperately needs it.
If the Titans want to play vintage Titans football, and the vintage Titans football is what got them to, beat top-tier AFC teams, got them to be a number 1 seed in the AFC, then they have to start it early, and that means running the ball hard, and that means playing suffocating defense behind a good O-line. The O-line getting better week by week. I think that they're trying to really improve it. The defensive line is a huge problem with Simmons and Sweat up there. Sweat takes up 2 NFL guards. He's the biggest person I've ever seen in my life. But needing Will Levis to just become a game manager is going to be tough because he is a gunslinger.
That's not him. That's the
not
problem
him.
with that team is that's not him. He is boomer bust, and bust was last week.
And I think facing the Jets defense, there's very high chance that it's a bust day for him. He could get he's got to go against Sauce Gardner on the outside. He's got to go against those safeties that the Jets have. The linebackers are all intelligent and fast. I think the Jets 3.5. It's a fine pick. I can't really break you down for that one. I'm sure you'll find a way for my next pick. I got the Colts giving 3 versus the Packers. Oh, Sean, the Packers are still going to be good. They have all this talent.
Who are you impersonating? You were doing like a woman's voice there for a second, and then you kind of pulled off.
A womanly Packers fan, I guess.
Okay.
The Packers
too much cheese
are not gonna win this game. You know why? Because their quarterback went down. Jordan Love is down, and now you have Malik Willis, who has looked incompetent at best playing quarterback in the NFL, starting off the game for them. I will go against the Packers until I see them win a game with him. Colts giving 3. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid yet on all this Anthony Richardson hype. It was week 1. He had a big, awesome throw, I'm sure. He had a great run in the end zone. That was great. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can keep on progressing as a good quarterback. In this game, all I need him to do is score 10 points. Because I don't think the Packers are going to muster up anything on offense. I genuinely think they could score a touchdown. Maybe. Maybe Josh Jacobs breaks one. But Malik Willis is not moving the ball down the field.
I hope Malik Willis goes for 490 and is thrust into the MVP conversation. No, I need Anthony Richardson to play well because I don't have Jordan Love on my fantasy team anymore. My fantasy team's horrible. It is unbelievably, laughably terrible, and I need Anthony Richardson to carry my ass.
I have the best team in my league statistically at this point.
I hope they all get put on the commissioner's exempt list for heinous, terrible things.
I put up 160 in week 1, overcame a 40-point decimate before Sunday Night Football, and had a ridiculously beautiful comeback.
Deficit?
Deficit.
You said decimate.
You know what? Maybe
if you're going to call me out for saying shit wrong, I'm coming for you.
Fine, then clip that up and let me see, because this could be twice I haven't been able to say deficit right.
It's a pretty easy word.
I'm struggling with it, apparently.
That and a lot of things. Give me for my last one, Commanders versus the Giants -2. I mean, does this not feel like what we're used to seeing, where the Commanders just always find ways to make the Giants look bad, especially early on in the season? I think Jaden Daniels is going to have like a career day.
Is that your perception of the Commanders-Giants matchups?
Yes! So many years! The Giants were always getting their asses kicked by the Commanders. Always when they need to have big wins.
Are terrified of the Giants. Because
they shouldn't be.
The Giants, in their worst years, still get a win against the Commanders, the football team, the previously then Redskins. The Giants are like the boogeyman.
No, they shouldn't perceive it to be that.
Crazy.
They absolutely should not perceive it to be that, because I can think of so many times in which that the Giants, we were hoping for a little momentum. Oh, there's the big game coming up here. Like we need to get this win over the Commanders. They're not going to be that competitive, and then we would lose. So yeah, no. If Jaden Daniels pops off and has a crazy game, it's going to be against the Giants probably.
I think last year the Giants had lost 6 in a row and were starting to veto, and they beat the Commanders that were vying to like stay in the hunt. No, I am not betting on one team in this game. If I was going to, I would genuinely flip it and take the Giants over the Commanders, but maybe that's just the hometown hurt. My final, that's so funny that Giants fans.
No, I honestly know that this just feels like a game where like our pants have been pulled down and now we're just waiting to get just embarrassed further. Like that's what I know is coming next. Blake is apparently. I'm glad that Blake still has internet. I'm glad you still have internet, Blake.
That's good to see.
Surviving the storm.
Can I be honest with you?
Uh-huh.
I didn't even scan all the way down to the bottom of the full lines because I didn't want to see how much Philly was favored against Atlanta. I genuinely don't know their line. I can't. I didn't want to see it because I knew I would take it, and I would rant a rave about my fandom and my team. My final bet here for the NFL, my final lock, it's the 49ers giving 6 versus the Vikings. The Vikings had a good win in week 1. Who would they play? The dog shit Giants. What happened? Daniel Jones did some Daniel Jones stuff. The 49ers are better than the Vikings. The 49ers would have beat the Giants.
6.5, by the way, against the Falcons.
That's generous. They should be 11-point favorites.
All right, go ahead.
The
Continue.
49ers are a really good team. They're the class of the NFC, and I've seen some people saying best in the NFL after what they did to the Jets on Monday Night Football. The Vikings are good. They're fine. They have Sam Darnold, who is going to work in this system because he has two really good wideouts. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are legit. They're a legit 1-2, but they don't have much else. 49ers giving 6 feels generous. It feels like an early week pick. I don't care if they have McCaffrey. Mason stepped up and had a huge game. It's an easy bet. Don't overthink this one. The Vikings aren't as good as the 49ers, not by a touchdown.
Brendan, we're not getting to 1,000. Everybody talked all that crap about getting 1,000 people in here and trying to get Sean to eat dog shit. It's not going to happen.
And it wasn't just
Everyone doesn't. No one wants to live up to the expectations that they put out there, including you.
How so?
Because you know that you're not going to have to eat the dog shit. So, like, you don't have to live up to that.
But people know that I'm willing and able.
You can. Oh, but we don't know that. We don't know that until we ever get to 1,000.
We've had conversations off air about how I would actually obtain the dog shit. Okay? So if we've gone that far,
I think you knew it wasn't coming. I think you knew it. I think you knew that you could make a promise like that and know that 1,000 people were not coming.
It was a goal. Maybe I'll try to Jerry after dark it up a little bit.
It was just like a dipshit who said that he was going to eat it if Boston College beat Florida State. He didn't think it was astronomically possible. And here we are.
Look, God forbid I try to get a show bit going on the fly.
No, I think you wanted a low stakes reason to make that claim.
I think it could have been done given the response that I was seeing in day one.
I knew none of those people were going to follow through. I knew not a single one of those people were going to follow through.
You know what? I had too much faith in humanity, I guess. Brendan, you give me a break. The gross shit. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. That was your fault. I've never had that shot before. You know why? Because I'm a straight drinker. I don't need gimmicks like you hacks in South Dakota that always need a game to go along with your drinking. How about just sitting down in your basement and crushing 13 depressed beers? You have no room to stand on.
I think
I need a little umbrella with my shot. I'm from South Dakota.
I think that's a universal thing, sitting in a basement depressed drinking 6 beers. I think that's very universal. Look, the 49ers pick, that was one that I wanted, but I hope that Sam Darnold goes for 490 and is thrust into the MVP conversation. That's what we root for every single week. Man, you love rooting against bad quarterbacks. All right.